and welcome to Feaster Falcon Report. And today we are with our special guest, Mr. Raul at the Media Center. And we are going to ask him some questions about himself and his job. First of all, have you been to Feaster as a child?
As a child, no. I went to a different school, but I went to a school very similar to Feaster, and so I feel right at home.
Question 2. Have you ever had a job other than Feaster?
Yeah, so I used to work, had many jobs. So I used to be an after-school coach like the YMCA. I worked as an avid tutor at Montgomery High School. I worked as a research and development technician at Hewlett Packard, a computer company, and then I started working at Feaster.
And question 3, what problems do you face at the Media Center?
We face a lot of problems. A lot of it is, of course, has to do with technology. Sometimes we get Wi-Fi issues. Sometimes we get curriculum that we need to get going. Of course, there's also social and emotional, but it's still a really great place to be. So.
My name is Melanie, and I have a question for you. Do you like the new school or the old school better?
The new Feaster school or the?
Yeah, new Feaster school.
I like the old school because of all of the character that it used to have with the murals and the art and everything. But I really love all of the new features that Feaster has. We have a new field, which is awesome, and then we have a brand new media center with the library connected, which is a lot much longer. So it's a tie.
No. I also have my second question is, what have you been doing during COVID-19?
So I started learning how to play the ukulele. We got a puppy, and then we did distance learning too. So I was with all of you doing distance learning. I know it wasn't the easiest for students and it wasn't the easiest for teachers, but we still managed to have school, and that wouldn't be possible without technology, right?
One question actually. Do you like Baby Yoda or the Mandalorian better?
That is a really hard question. I like the Mandalorian's armor, but I'm going to have to say Baby Yoda or Grogu because he can use the Force and he's cute.
I would have to agree. And that looks like all the questions we have for you today.
Thank you, Falcon Report. See you later.
Hi, my name is Nisi Bautista, and in today's episode, the Falcon Report team and I will be interviewing Mr. Villareal, our new executive director.
My first question for you is, would you ever consider removing the school uniform?
It's a good question. I think what we would need to do is evaluate first why we have a school uniform, what was the purpose of why the community agreed to begin with, right? And then we need to then get input from the different groups here at school, the students, the teachers, the parents, to determine what the community wants in the end. And then we also need to share sometimes research that shows the benefits, and at the same time research that may show the negative impacts of it, so that in the end we make a fully informed decision. So it wouldn't be just my own decision, it would be a decision that would be made by the community. Okay?
Okay. My next question is, would you ever think about improving the school lunch?
If I could tell you that every day I think about improving school lunch, the unfortunate reality is that it's really not my choice to improve school lunch. School lunch is governed by the Department of Education, the District of Chula Vista, and the Office of Nutrition. So it's really not up to the school or the leadership at the school itself also. But what I could do is advocate. Advocate for what you all feel you need more of, while we continue to provide breakfast and lunch that is nutritious for you all. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Changes that you would make in Feaster.
There aren't too many changes that I would make at Feaster. I believe that there are many positive things happening here at school. What I would like to improve on is allowing students to have a greater voice, to be more responsible, and to also have more accountability to themselves for the learning. But I think having students, have a greater voice is also going to allow them to understand that they are also equally responsible for making the Feaster environment what it is that they want it to be.
What a great answer. Now, what would happen if Feaster had a high school, and where would you put it?
Okay, well, if Feaster had a high school, we would have more students, we would have more teachers, we would have more opportunities to grow our VAPA and our STEM programs, to allow students for potentially more defined career choices as they would stay with us through high school, and then we would assist them to then matriculate into college or the university. So that would be something that we could definitely gain from. Now, the question of where to put the high school is a good question because we are limited in space here on the current campus. So the community may have to help us find a location to place the high school if and when we go in that direction.
Thank you for your answer.
You're welcome.
Why did you decide to come to Feaster?
Wow, that's a good question. I decided to come to Feaster because I saw an opportunity to return to the school that I was once a teacher at. I was a teacher here 17 years ago. I taught first grade, second grade, and sixth grade. And that's one of the reasons that I decided to come back to Feaster.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you. And what are some similarities and differences between Feaster and your previous school?
Some of the similarities between Feaster and my previous school, Language Academy, is that Language Academy was also a K-8 school. And Language Academy also had two programs in the school. It had a French program and a Spanish program, just like Feaster has a STEM program and a VAPA program. And Language Academy also had a middle school, just like Feaster has a middle school. So definitely a lot of similarities, and it allows me to come in and have a better understanding of what the needs of the school are.
Villareal for joining us in this week's Falcon Report episode. Have a great day.
Thank you. It's my pleasure to be here in front of this great crew of reporters. I look forward to more interviews to share my hopes and dreams with not just the students but also the community. It is my goal that all students are going to come to school every single day to feel successful, to feel safe, so that they can learn. It is my goal to ensure that parents understand and know that we as a school are doing our very best to ensure that you are emotionally and physically safe. Okay, those are very important pieces. And of course, we also want you all to know that it's important that we continue to just be good citizens. And right now, as we're going through this pandemic, we have to wear these masks. We just have to understand that there's a reason for it, and sometimes we don't have any control. But what we have to do is act in good faith so that everyone can come to school, so that kids do not have to stay home and go back to hybrid or virtual learning, which is a challenge for many individuals. Okay, so I hope that we as a community continue to understand that we are all accountable and responsible for each other, and if we want to ensure that our schools continue to be open, we just need to follow these expectations for the moment, and hopefully soon enough we will be back to a situation in the community and at school where we are back to somewhat of what we are going to call normal, and we will know when that happens. So thank you so much.
Hi Falcons, this is Dr. Dominguez and I'm here to give you an update on the precautions we are taking to stop the spread of COVID-19. As you know, we have been in school for about 2.5 weeks, and within that 2.5 weeks, we have a team that is dedicated to making sure that COVID-19 is disrupting school as minimally as possible. And so just to give you some context in terms of the precautions we have been taking, we have been asking all students, or rather requiring that all students and staff members wear their masks while they are indoors. This may include the classroom, mind lab classes, and even the PE building. We want to make sure that when you're wearing your mask, you have your mask covering both your nose as well as your mouth, and that it is fully covering your face to protect you and others from spreading any germs. I do want to let you know that when you're eating or drinking, you are allowed to take your mask off. You're also allowed to take your mask off when you're playing outside. It is really, really important that we take all precautionary measures to make sure that you, your classmates, your teachers, and your family are safe. And so in the event that you feel a little sick or you're not feeling well, make sure to let your teachers know so that they can send you up to the nurse's office to get your symptoms checked. Sometimes you will be allowed to go back into class, or you may be asked to go home for the day, where additional instructions will be given to your parents as to when you may return. To our parents, this may require a short isolation or quarantine time, depending on the case. And so please make sure that you are speaking with Miss Melissa or Miss Tommy for additional information if you are called to pick up your child. It is everyone's responsibility to make sure that we continue to slow or stop the spread of coronavirus. And we believe that with everyone's help, we can do so and continue to keep our schools open.
Easter families, we have very exciting events coming up this week. On Monday, August 16th, join us on Zoom at 4:30 for a Feaster Town Hall meeting. On Tuesday, August 17th, join us on a Zoom again on 4:30 for a community listening session. Visit our website feaster.cvsd.org for all the details and links to the meeting.
Días de Feaster, tenemos unos eventos muy emocionantes viniendo esta semana. El lunes 16 de agosto, únase a nosotros en Zoom a las 4:30 para una reunión del Ayuntamiento de Feaster. El martes 17 de agosto, únase a nosotros en Zoom nuevamente a las 4:30 para una sesión de escucha comunitaria. Visite nuestro sitio web feaster.cvesd.org para obtener todos los detalles y enlaces a la reunión.